Good morning, everybody. It is a nice day, cloudy, no sunshine today. We are still in Moscow. We made it back to the Agricultural Expo. This is the last day. This is Friday. We thought we would drive the white beast instead of taking the subway because we noticed that it's actually only about 16 minutes on a good day to get here from where we're staying. And it took us over 2 hours on the rails. So definitely more economical time-wise to take the van. But then we got here. Oh no, on the way here it was an interesting thing. The map, I've said to you before, it doesn't always treat you properly. And it directed us off course. We ended up having to go through a paid parking lot. It cost me 100 rubles to get in and out of this parking lot. I don't know why I did that. Maybe they have a special deal going on. We did finally make it. Hard to find parking. We parked right here. This parking lot is completely empty, and that is because this is where the tragedy was almost a year ago. I think that was February of last year. We're sitting here in front of the Crocus City Hall, which is the location of the terrorist attack a year ago, and it's not completely rebuilt yet. So I don't know where we have to go in. Obviously we're not in this building per se, but it is here somewhere. I'm guessing more that way because those parking lots are completely jammed. We had to go all the way around the building. It's impressive size. This thing is absolutely monstrous. Big building. All right, we will find our way in. I just looked it up because I couldn't remember exactly. It was actually the end of March 28th of last year when this happened, and 145 people tragically lost their lives. We remember that. I was actually scheduled to go to Moscow for language exam that week, and it was canceled. So that's why I thought it was February, but I guess that was in March. Different note, I was remarking on how if you go to a Canadian farm show, you go to the Toronto Outdoor Farm Show, the parking lot is crawling with pickup trucks and big family vans, and you see lots of big families around. And anyway, that atmosphere is not really here. There's a few little tiny pickup truck there, but there's just not a lot of that here. You see a lot more people driving cars than you do pickups. Well, nice thing they got coat checks here, which I don't recall ever seeing at a farm show in Toronto. It's nice you don't have to carry it around. You can come in here and be unencumbered by that. So we are. So now we're on the inside. A bunch of different halls. I don't remember where we were before, but there's one here and there's 5 here. Nice. And lots of stuff going on yet. All right, first hall. Something about pigs. Got some piggies here. The kids are pointing out. Fake ones, obviously. And chicken equipment, which is always interesting as well. Not exactly what that is. We're not going to stop at everything. It's just way too much to see, but there is lots to see, which is all interesting, you know. Yeah. Oh, there's some interesting little cages. Their selection for these cages is a lot bigger. Alright, like this is a very roomy house. I actually like that. Gartec cages. Interesting. Feeder.
Yeah, you can select how much food to get.
Yeah, neat. Hey, buddy. You like the piggy? Yeah, they go in here. You go look. This is for little pigs. Yeah, the mom just stands. That's why I never liked it. But the mom stands here, eats there, drinks there. Has babies. The babies can go underneath the brooders here. They get heat on these pets, and then they can feed off them up. Different hoppers.
The pig can turn around?
No, she can't turn. She can stand up and lay down. That's it. Poor life, eh? Yeah. Anyway, I really like this, just at a small scale. Whenever it comes down here, chickens are up there. They got food and water. It looks like a nice little setup. Gartec. Oh, here's another one, basically the same thing. But they're nice and large cages by the looks of it, which is interestingly enough. So this, you can use, this is belting to collect eggs. Eggs will come out, land on here, and you can have automated belts in the barns. Very large food drop. And then water nipples in the back here in the middle for everybody to drink. Now a lot of people are opposed to these cages. I don't really mind them as long as they're not overstuffed. Obviously we prefer to have our animals outside, but there they are in those cages. These are meat birds in this one, and that's laying hens, of course. Difference. Alright, looks like this must be the chicken barn because it's pen after pen after pen. Chicken cage, egg and meat. Same idea again. A little more literature. I might actually take something along. See, in this kind of a loose housing, they still have a lot of room.
Where are the eggs?
No, it's not eggs. There would be for meat. Interesting. Yeah, me too. A lot more room, eh? Yeah. These as well. Oh, they even have a spot to roost. Interesting. I've never seen a cage with a roosting bar in it. So again, the chicken's in here. The manure falls down, gets hauled away, and you can actually set this. This is a belt, like it runs, so you can clean all the manure off. All right, they've got access to their water here. Nipples, you can see a little better there. There's nipples there to drink from. The water can drop into here, so you don't have a big mess. Food in the front, and the eggs roll down to the bottom onto the belts. It's a very interesting system. That's interesting too. Is this feeding for a hog barn, but it would work for anything. And it goes up these tubes. There's nothing in here right now, but it would fall down in here to feed your hogs. This would be inside the pipe, hauling the feed. Hey? Where do you see an eggshell? Yeah, so it looks like a lot of distributors for this. We got heaters as well. It's a big cannon style heater. You blast in natural gas or propane, and then it just kind of... We've seen this in a chicken barn. If you didn't see that video, we did one last year. You remember when that was? March, April? Yeah, anyway, we visited a chicken barn and they had these styles of heaters as well. Lots and lots of chicken equipment here. Here you can see the belting a little better on this one, where it actually wraps around. Now obviously this one's not tight because it's strictly for display, but this will run in a circle. You can crank a handle or you can motorize it as well and get that all out. I've never seen these, so maybe also for cleaning purposes. That's very nice, disinfecting. But I really love the large size of the cages. When we start our chickens, after they come out of the brooders, they could go into a larger cage like this. I would be very interested in trying out something like that. These guys are shocked at how many kids we have. Nice enough company, nice cages. Getting some flyers. Want to do a photo. Finny, you got to get in the photo, buddy. Get back in here. No, he's staying with Papa. This goes to show customer service matters the most. We spend most of our time here. These guys are from China, and they're trying to launch business here in Russia as well. Looks like they sell, this is egg handling equipment. You can see eggs on the little scales. You can make that out. Here they have laying equipment here as well. Same idea, basically the same installation as the other companies. So how does that get? So how does that work then? This is still a company's country. And you own the business. No, in China, you're free to do business. Yeah, under communism. Under your government. You can do whatever business you want.
Hi. Having fun?
Alright, here we got some calf equipment. It's more familiar for us, but a little calf pen. This is where they start off. This is nice as well because it's all washable, sprayable.
This looks cool.
Yeah, so different options here. This is a milk bottle nipple feeder.
They could pour milk.
This is a pail nipple feeder, and then this is a regular pail for either feed or milk. And this is a neat little tiny calf hutch as well. Also easily washable. I've never seen one quite that small. Interesting.
Calves?
Yeah, calf hutches. Oh, you could use it for other stuff. Hey?
You were going to give us some eggs?
Oh, yeah, maybe ask him for that. That'd be interesting.
Right there on the chair, Wes.
pig equipment, I think. Hoppers, plastic. Yep, plastic bins. Little pigs in there, neat, eh? This one's got a crack in it. Whoops. More piggy equipment. There's so much to see around here.
I see pigs in it.
Little fake ones, yeah. We got lots of little areas like this for people sitting. That's not something I've ever seen in our farm shows back home. There's a lot more director type people, looks like people in suits, whereas I'm used to a lot more farmers running around in work clothes. Well, not work clothes, but like just more like working people, I guess. And this is more like business people. So we feel like we're almost the only people in, you know, hooded sweaters wandering around this place.
Papa, man, you driving here?
Driving where?
Right here.
Alright, here's another thing a lot of people don't agree with. This is harvesting chickens. So there's a barn full of chickens, and this thing slowly drives forward. The chickens end up on the conveyor belt and they end up going through here and getting loaded into cages. And a guy puts them in these little cages, and that's how they end up off at the slaughter factory. Which is very interesting innovation. It doesn't hurt the chicken, but it sure doesn't look. This is the machine. It looks like a combine. Combine for chickens. Interesting. Another story. I got lots of stories. Years and years and years ago, I helped a friend of mine. He worked at a place that did ducks and turkeys and chickens, and we spent an evening loading a truck full of turkeys and caught them all by hand and then put them in the cages. So this is actually much less stressful for the bird using that machine. And everything's just done. I mean, there's like no children running around here. Just ask the kids. They've seen a couple of older kids yesterday, but nothing really small. Not like ours. Here's one. He's got a child here. Very far and few between, which is also unusual. It's a very big-time family affair when we go to a farm show. Everybody brings their kids. You run into people you maybe haven't seen for 6 months or a year, and it's just a wonderful time. Everybody gets together. Not like anybody's actually there to buy anything per se, but it's a chance to see the latest, new, greatest equipment. Kids get to ride on equipment or sit on it, take pictures with it, and yeah, it's just a fun time. I'm sure lots and lots of business deals are made as well, and there's lots of educational stuff there, but a lot of it is just a family fun time once a year where everybody heads off to the farm show. I haven't been to the indoor one in Toronto in a long time, I guess. It's just so busy there now, and it costs quite a bit to get in as well. But the outdoor farm show is a blast outside. It's always a lot of fun as well. So, yeah, each their own. Different country, different way of doing things. Big flying pig. When pigs fly. Here's a little setup of a feed. Oh, that's not feed, it's for manure, I think, isn't it?
It's a cow. It's a pig.
There you go, it's a manure composting tank, and we found they're even in Canada. Kanatski. More stuff for chickens.
What's there? No, the other side.
Oh, you can get there without going outside. Egg handling, trays and equipment. Lots and lots of that. It's interesting how all these companies are more or less selling the same equipment. Very similar to the other ones that we sell. And all different size units, scalable. Here's some robotics. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's moving eggs.
I figured that they would be like squished them all.
Eggs are going in.
They put them in
That is really neat, eh? Often we don't think about what goes into getting our eggs to the grocery store, but this is all part of it.
Yeah, it's neat.
Now, even though our preference is eggs on pasture, or chickens on pasture, doesn't mean that has to be that way. Chickens can have a good life in different ways too. The main thing is the farmer takes care of the chicken. And a lot of people think that farmers abuse chickens, or all animals, which is ridiculous, because obviously it is in the farmer's interest to take the best care possible for the birds, for the cows, and for the pigs, because that way they perform the best.
Chicken.
Big sign of chickens.
And more.
There's a little mock-up of a barn. So here's all fans. These are rows and rows upon chicken cages. You can't really see in too good, but it's an interesting model of a chicken barn. With some silos. Very neat. There's a picture of a big farm. You all like that little model I just looked at. I think we've pretty well seen it in this haul. It's more or less the same thing over and over and over. I just really like these bigger cages. So the guy explained to me as well, these adjust. These pipes go up and down, if you can make it out. Not really. But they're in a track there. You can see the bars missing underneath the white pipe. And it's hooked onto a cable right there. If I can find a cable in this room. Right on that side. You can see on the end of here, there's a cable hooked onto that yellow ring. That allows that whole waterer to be lifted up and down. And the one he was showing me headed for the feeders as well. It can raise as the birds get older. Very interesting. This is automatic feeding. This thing will drive along and dump feed in the trough for them. Take the labor out of it.
This one seems really sturdy.
Better quality? Yeah. Thicker cages. Very cool. Once again, we're a tourist attraction. People spend a lot of time staring at us because they don't see kids very often. Padded floors. So these are made of concrete. They're laid down in panels. And then the animals walk over them. They cannot fall through the holes, but the manure slurry goes down through the holes. Give you an idea of the rebarring that's in it. I wouldn't be complete without me taking a picture of that. The Big Dutchman. I like that. I'm gonna take a photo. Here, you stand in front of the pigs, buddy. Look out for that lady. Whoa. Nice. Can I get you in the Big Dutchman? Here, move a little closer. Come to me. Come up a little bit. There we go. Now we get you in the Big Dutchman. Nice. I think we're done this haul. Everything's chickens, and pigs. Off to the next haul now. Feel like we're going in the wrong door here. Is this the door we just went to? Alright, so nothing really to film in this haul so far. It looks like all veterinarian stuff. I mean, what you see is what you get. It's just booths with flyers. There's really nothing of much interest to look at yet. This green grass is the most interesting thing in the haul that I've seen. And it's not for sale. We'll make our way around if I see anything great, but it looks like it's just dedicated to veterinarian stuff, from what I can tell. Medicines and what's that on?
A little bit of feeds.
A little bit of feeds, yeah. I think I've seen some milk replacer at one spot. Might have been medicated, I guess. You see some drugs. It would be interesting to see what kind of companies are here versus what we're used to using, but it's not of huge importance to us right now. We do try to run as drug-free as possible. We very rarely medicate, obviously when needed, but then we don't keep those animals around in order to get a herd with better genetics, better resistance to diseases. It's best off to ship anything that needs medicine. That's kind of how we look at it. Yeah, we got another style of this again. Still in the same haul. Oh, that's actually interesting there. I missed that. Looks like a Kemper head for cutting corn. This one's all plastic. Small birds will go right through. It's just for laying hens on that one, I guess. Ah, yeah. There's a lot of this kind of stuff. Seminars going on as well. Just guessing some kind of pet food. No, that's calf, so milk replacer it says on it. You like singing?
Yeah.
And different feeds. So we're going through this one pretty quick. It's relatively boring for the children. But if it's something you're interested in, obviously it'd be very valuable. There's going to be a ton of information here for people. And, you know, if you need that, then this is the place to go. You see they have an entire hall dedicated to it, so lots to learn, I'm sure. Everything is definitely geared up more to large producers, I think, than for little guys. There's not really a lot of stuff geared for little people. So yeah, this just went into another hall. Looks like it's all similar stuff. So we're gonna go back where we ended yesterday, if we can find it, which is another hall, and it had milking equipment and stuff like that in it that we had not seen yet. So we're gonna go there next. I have no idea how big this place is, but we just keep finding more rooms. So we found another one. Looks like lots of silos and grain handling equipment. I was asked by a friend back home if Russia has anything like that, so obviously they do. You can see lots of bins right there. We haven't actually seen a whole lot of elevators in our area, but that's probably, well, actually I shouldn't say that. South of us there's a massive one. I did take pictures of it. But obviously it exists. Russia's one of the largest grain producers in the world. Yeah, there's loads of stuff here. There's another thing with bins. Grain drying and handling. This is interesting technology. I've worked with this in Canada. We bag the grain. So up on the left here, there's a bagger. As you're coming off the field, you dump it in there and push it into these big plastic tubes. And then when it comes time to harvest it, this machine, on the left side of it, it wraps the plastic back up so you can dispose of it. And this auger goes through the bag, and then you can auger it all back into the truck. Very interesting. Work it. Whoa, careful, buddy. So, not something we're looking for right now, but it is always interesting because there's machinery. Machinery and innovation. Lots of stuff. Here looks like pelleting equipment, possibly. I don't know. I don't think it's a different color. If you ever wonder where pellets are made, this would work for wood pellets too, I suppose. But it's mainly meant for feed. Yeah. So you're pushing it through the bottom here. You see these holes are bigger here than here. It shoves it out and makes pellets.
This is the normal size.
Different sizes. And then this is the actual press. Big motor coming through here. And those wheels go inside of here. Oh no, that's the hammer mill portion. Oh, I'm wrong. That's happened before. Interesting.
Are you getting the names of the companies?
Good. So we did a video on that actually with our friend Stas. If you want to see that, it's also on the channel on how we made pellets. Helped him for the day. So names of companies. Well, their lights are all blinking, and I still haven't changed the settings on my phone. I need to do.
So these are all companies?
Looks like it. Obviously works for dog food and stuff as well. Russian company. Pardon? Looks like a ladder. Yeah, you're right. Nah, yeah. My camera wasn't even on. I gotta go back here now. Hate it when I do that. I was just saying this here. I love it when companies do this and they set up models of their equipment. It allows the children to experience it more firsthand, seeing what's going on, as well as videos is very important, right? And pictures. It helps the children get more involved in it. And if we want the next generation to take over the farms and become the next leaders in agriculture, we got to get them excited about it. So the more interactive we can make it for them, the better. And that's why these farm shows should be geared up to children, to get them excited as they grow up, that they want to be part of these things as well. Like this guy, who could be the next future big farmer, or little farmer. Feed truck. So here's another demo, and you can see the children gravitate to that sort of thing. It gets them excited about it. Don't touch, don't touch. Pellet machine, yeah. Small scale model. Alright, more handling equipment. This looks like it's for eggs. Grading station. I'll come back to that in a minute. This looks like a big feed truck. Well, it's not that big actually, but it looks like a feed truck. Master mix. Okay. Not sure exactly what that's for. Mixing something. More feed equipment. chickens. This is eggs again, looks like. The eggs would rattle off of these belts. These white things are belts again, and it would go onto these. They would then get scooped up here and laid down there for sorting. The automation is wild. It does really change agriculture. Yeah. Manure digesters, composting, fermentation tank. Very interesting. Ear tags and taggers. Oh yeah, I'm familiar with a lot of these products. Very normal stuff. Good. I'm not saying familiar with stuff, I'm just saying it's similar products that I've seen. Yeah, that's for feed. Pigs again. Chicken cage. So this is the ones I would be more familiar with, is these smaller chicken cages. I had them growing up. And we could put them together like this, but I just had them singly stacked on like this. I had about 120 hens when I was younger, selling eggs. Here again, see, this gets a display. So if you're watching this, you need to get displays like this because it's wild. The kids love it. Very interactive to see. Okay, careful, don't touch.
Look at all the skids, the trucks.
Yeah. It's really neat. It gets them excited.
Look, they're using chopsticks.
Hey?
They're using chopsticks.
Who is? Are they? Yeah. More chicken equipment. Alright, here's cages again, and this is the egg sorting. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Looks like it. We'll go through here and sort. I don't know. Okay, next building. Up here you can see kind of up and over. Just notice Cargill's there. It's a company I'd be familiar with from back in Canada as well. Big cafeteria area. People can sit and eat. And we got to make it to the next hall. So I see you way down there. Looks like we got to go down to that. Sorry for the shakiness. Some interesting stuff to learn. We had to chat with a guy there quite a while. A lot of Chinese companies in here. And this again is something, you know, all these European companies that used to be here now are being replaced, right? Sanctions are going to hurt Europe, or have hurt Europe, in my opinion, a lot more. From what I can see, have hurt Europe a lot more than they're hurting Russia. There's always other players in the game. And if you want to be a bully like that and say, hey, you can't play with us, that's fine. Find someone else to play with. There we go. Okay, trying to figure out where the other is. There was 4 halls that we were at, and now we're going to the next area where there is another 4 halls. These are 4 smaller halls. We're walking across here, and we'll make our way to the next section. We're up above the other hall, looking down. Some Mirator gear. Most companies, obviously, I don't know. Mirator is very large. Very large. So we're going to go peek down here again. We have explored quite a bit of that already. Nice place to eat lunch. Big area in the middle. And then 2 more halls there. And so we're interested in looking at milking equipment and such as well. Small scale. Everything that we want is small scale. So a lot of these people are like, oh, how many thousands of this do you want to raise? I'm like, not that many. Just a few. And our scale of farming is a lot smaller scale. Do you want to have like 150,000 laying hens?
No.
Not today anyway.
Not today.
So yeah, we're setting up differently, and it raises eyebrows, but that's okay. We have always done things differently. That's how we ended up in Russia, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with it. Decided to grab a bite to eat here. Nice little Georgian restaurant. This is actually, believe it or not, inside, but it looks like the sky.
Меню на английском.
Спасибо.
That's good.
Menus. Anyway, a little skating rink inside, but it looks like it's like nighttime on an outside of the park. Beautiful sky. It's all painted. Very wild. And another really cool display. And again, look, the kids just gravitate to this stuff. If we want future farmers, this kind of thing is important. So this is showing a pivot, triple mower. We got a merger, putting it together, and then chopping it,
Trucks driving, tractors driving down the road.
More equipment parked here. It's always exciting for the kids. Interactive displays.
What's this, Papa?
All right, the last one we went into was not it was just seeds and stuff like that. So it was interesting because we want places for seed, of course, but there's not much to film there. We're now in the dairy area. And we've got lots of that. Looks like Lely, but it's possibly rebranded. This is Gia. I actually used to work for these guys back in Ontario, Canada, when we first got married. Installed milking equipment. So people often ask, what kind of higher education do you get? None, but I worked for a lot of different places, and so it's basically on-the-job training where you learn as you go, and you get paid for it, which is even better than going to school. This totally looks a lot like Lely, so I don't know if it's rebranded or what the deal is. They got, looks like a milk robot there. Oh, the urban calf feeder. There you go. Friends of mine use this in Canada. Works very well. They've got, oh, hang on, buddy. Mixing station, feeding station. Very nice. And this one's a driving unit for delivering milk. Water bowls, water troughs. What are y'all looking at? This is the agricultural complexes we have here. Again, there's very few small farms, or at least the size that we're used to in Canada. They just don't seem to be around that we've seen so far. Big, big, big. This is robotic milking. It looks like they're taking it all apart already. But if you're not familiar with that, it's basically it is a robot that milks cows. We've got brushes for cleaning the udders, washing the udders, and then it actually puts the cups on and milks the cow. Very cool. And they are getting better technology all the time. Years ago they weren't nearly as reliable, but it's obviously always improving. The more interest there is, the more money there will be in research and development, and the more it works out. Must be somebody selling genetics. Looks like. Rotary parlor. Which models? Here's another wonderful little display for the kids. And these, yeah, great. I mean, you got to put these up. TMR mixers, lots of feed. Very cool. Shelter. L-tie tent. How are you? Oh no, those are somebody else's, buddy. We better make it quick. They're almost closed. Rubber mats. Hey? No, I can go over you. I think we're good, thank you. More water bowls. Cow brush.
For cows?
Yeah. Feed pusher. Pushing up feed in the barn. Very interesting.
I can just drop in it.
You could. Yeah. Definitely a lot more to see in this barn. Dairy solutions. Yeah, there's a robotic feed pusher. It's the same idea, but it'll drive around, push the feed up with robotics. Pretty neat. Milking stands, so just tiny displays. Cow comes in the one end, come in here, it would stand in front of you, and then get milk too. And you got a milk meter, reads how much milk. The milk passes through a certain amount of it, not all of it will pass through the meter, and then measure how much you have, and then it'll display on the screen. There's another version of the milk meter. Different option, same thing. Beijing Kingpeng Global, leading excellence in dairy solutions. There, these guys just gave us a whole pocket full of candies. Yeah, a cow there. Everything's getting packed up. We gotta hurry up. Get out of here. Curtains. It's just fabric, eh? Yeah. Interesting. Where did you go, buddy? This is neat too. A lot of people think cows are mistreated. Spend an awful lot of research money on figuring out how cows can be comfy. All right. So this is like a water bed, basically. The cows can lay on.
I can lay on it.
Some folks would say sand bedding's the best, but obviously there's different options. These are scratchers, especially for cows. Like I said, a lot of effort goes into making them comfortable. There's some feeding equipment, gates. Here's for a large amount of calves to be fed. You can ship all your bottles out at the same time. Somebody waving. Pig handling equipment. Applicators for medicines. Big fan. Blowing good air. That always feels good. Milk and roll. Same idea as the other ones. It's for delivering milk to the cows. Or to the calves, I mean. Mixer in it. You would drive here and you'd have a metered available for the cows. Or for the calves.
China and Russia?
Alright, I better film this too. They got lots of other stuff. So there's vacuum pumps. So obviously to get the milk out, you do create vacuum. You can't have constant vacuum on there to hurt the cow. So then they have pulsations and vacuum that control how much vacuum there is. Anyway, this creates the vacuum. Here's some mobile milk units. So this is what we're interested in. I'm going to make my way around. This again is milking equipment. The first cow would come in through here. It would turn this, right, thereby opening it up for the second cow to get in. Make sense? And then they stand in here and they get milked. And then when they're done, you let them go. This whole thing comes up and lets them out. This is the pulsation I was talking about. Then basically in the milk liners, here's the liner right here. It, how do I explain that? Basically, it keeps the cow from getting hurt because it controls the pulsation. It does this on the teat as it's being done. Yeah, come on, buddy. Locking head gates. That's what we're looking for, right? Something small like this. So they have flyers?
I don't know. Nobody's come to us.
Oh, that's fine. I prefer to be ignored myself. Milk feeders again. So this would be a double unit. Essentially the same thing. For what we want to do, I think this will be fine because we just want to milk maybe 2 cows for now and then we'll kind of grow from there. Come on, buddy. This is a much bigger unit. Very interesting. As well. Lots of displays. Another back scratcher. Alright, so he's just telling me this wheelbarrow can handle 350 kilos and it dumps, which is pretty neat. It's pretty neat as well. We're interested more in the vacuum pumps here, the 2 little guys. And price-wise, some people are interested sometimes. So 75,000 rubles for the one, 125,000 for the other one. Basically, you get 2 cans or 1 can. And they also have this mobile unit, which can milk 6 cows at once, which is also very interesting. Bigger than I need right now, but. Here's a chopping unit. This is a company, Kurt Sam. Chopping unit for hay, if I understood him correctly, and this is for a hammer mill for grain. Oh, lots of stuff. There, closer unit of vacuum pump. That actually creates the vacuum. The tank stores the vacuum, and then the motor obviously is the energizer for the pump. Yeah, nice pen for a calf, eh?
Put their head in there, let them drink out.
Yep, and what about the other pail?
Yep.
Put some food in that one, eh? Yeah, you're a pretty good salesman. There's a picture of a rotary parlor. Pretty neat too. The cow goes in. This whole table turns around, so somebody's putting on milkers, and then they automatically get taken off, teat dipped, and leave. There we got some scraper systems for the barn. It's a wonderful industry. Nice and cleanable, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look, it slides out, so like you can unhook it and
Yeah.
you can slide
And then you can clean the whole barn out.
Yeah, but even make a bigger pen.
Well, you'd unhook that and you pull this forward,
Yeah.
and then you could drive the skid steer through here and clean it. Oh yeah, you can make group
but
housing.
we can make a
Yep.
housing bigger pen, open it up.
Yep, true.
right? Or even pull this out and block the alleyway,
Yeah.
right? So that you can change them and move them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. I love the wipeability, cleanability of it.
Well, I looked at that one earlier. The one over there, did you see it?
Oh yeah, the one the one Finley just showed. Yeah.
It looks to me like it would be too hard to clean.
Yes, this is easier to pressure wash.
This is more the style that we made, except it's got nice finish.
Yeah. So we built pens, longer ones than these for kid goats. And we had an automatic feeder in the middle that serviced 3 pens, but they were much longer than this. The idea again too was cleanability. A lot of disease comes from not being able to clean properly. Found another little display?
Yeah.
Ah, here you go, old school, it's Thai stall.
Then the hot milk goes through here around these coils.
Yeah.
Then it cools down, but what's this blue line runs over here to the water dish. But the blue line's stuck to that one.
Yeah, so I don't exactly sure how this one works. Oh yeah, see, okay, here you can see it right here. Right here, Wes. So the milk is running through the metal and water is running around it. It's just like the plate cooler style that I've showed you plate cooler before, the radiator. But this is just running inside and out. Runs around, which then cools off the milk, and that warm water goes for the cows to drink. And the cows enjoy the warm water. Yeah? And then you save a ton on energy costs because when the milk gets to the tank, it's already that much colder. Water coming out of the ground is 5 degrees.
Wouldn't that cause a lot of sludge?
Nope.
Like in that?
Well, you rinse it. This gets washed at the same time as the milk system. So the water is on the outside. That's the hard part to clean. The milk is on the inside. It's just a clean pipe round around circles. It's actually really interesting. I've only ever seen the radiator type, and they're a lot harder to clean because there's a lot of little fins in them. If you ever have to pull one apart, it's a pain. So here you can see then they're getting milked. That milk's coming through. It's warm, and it's going through. It's going through these coils. Okay, the milk gets cooled off and goes into the tank, and that water is then running this way off to the cows. Turn it around. Very nice display, and into the water troughs.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I want to play with these.
I get a picture of that company in case you're interested. I really like that. Look that up online. Very good design. All right, another company. Can't stop at them all, but this whole, here's another one, milk plan. This whole hall is basically dedicated to milking and cattle. Robot driving around. What's it doing?
What's it doing?
Don't knock it over. There you go. There's our modern world. So anyway, this is a part of a rotary as a display. So same idea, the cow is standing on the stall here, you're milking the cow, the milk comes down in here. This is how you can access it. You get your pulse heater here, milk meter here. This is to, not to access, this is to drop the unit down so you can start milking. Now a lot of them would be here, you get these transponders, I don't know if, I think it's this one on here. And that way you can read it, so this guy knows which cow is standing in here. When the cow comes in, there's a reader that reads it, either off of here or off the ear, or sometimes there's a chip implanted, and then the cow can stand on here and you know which cow it is. That way in the database you can keep track of how many liters you're getting from a cow, which is very important. Obviously you don't want to be feeding one that's just freeloading, not producing enough milk, but eating a lot of feed. There, apparently C-Mex is still here as well. Hey, I think that concludes all the halls in here. We've seen it all. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed that. We tried to show you as much as we can. There's lots to see, and of course, we did not see everything. I would highly recommend you check out these shows yourselves. They're available. This is not the only one in Russia. I know they did one earlier in the year as well. As to how much they have there, I don't know. I wasn't there. But I always find it interesting, fascinating, and it's good to keep in touch. Even if you're not agriculturally related, just walking around, asking questions, learning things. It's good to know where your food comes from. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and catch us on our other platforms as well. We're on Telegram as Countryside. I don't even know what I am on there. The description's down below. We're in Telegram and Boosty, as well as Countryside Corner, our other YouTube channel as well. Okay, God bless you. Catch you on another one. Okay, forgive me, I was wrong. Apparently we're not done. There's another one here because I see a milk goat, which is interesting to us because if you did not know, we used to milk goats. 2 separate occasions, 2 separate farms. The last time we milked 300 goats. Zanen, white milking dairy goats, did very well at that. And so it's always an interest to us. So I don't know if they actually have milking coon. Oh yeah, sure they do. Panda Zoo. Familiar with them. There's a company, Baumatic dealership not too far from my in-laws that sells Panda Zoo. And they're there. So they actually came to my farm. The owner of that company came to our farm, tried to get us involved in buying some of these meters for our goat farm at that time. So a lot of people would think that you can just use cow equipment for the goats, but it's not, because the metering has to be like minute. When a cow is producing, let's say 35 liters, a goat's only producing 3.5. And so, you know, every 0.1 or 0.2 makes a big difference. So you need very accurate metering and low flow, basically. And so these ones are specific for goats and sheep. Well, I don't know about this particular one, but the ones that they brought to our farm to look at. So very cool. And they got milk inflations over here as well for the goats. Small stuff. Everything, of course, is smaller. And with a goat, you only have 2 teats versus a cow with 4, and therefore the claws are different as well. And they got a shut-off built inside. Oh. You see the plunger going in. Shuts the vacuum level off, and turns it back on again. Alright, Miratorg's display. I would like to talk to them sometime yet, because I have heard that they will partner with people. I don't know what size you'd have to be, but we would be interested in maybe doing something together. Who knows? Work our way back over there again. We got more feeding equipment. Yeah, we never seen the whole thing. We ran out of time. So we only saw part of it. Yeah, that'd be nice for feeding his calves, eh? Here, Duco, if you're watching this would be great for feeding your calves. Kids are starting to get tired and they get a little more antsy. So, anyway, there's another hall though. There's lots of stuff to see in here. We did see actually part of this hall and then we quit because we needed to get going and everybody was tired. So we're just finishing it up here now.
Did you tell the people that it took us 23 minutes in the car?
23 minutes in the car.
And 3 hours.
Yeah, it's crazy. I did start off with that a little bit.
2.5, almost.
And it took us actually it took us 2 minutes longer roughly because I had to detour through that parking lot and pay an extra 100 rubles. So. Hey, SAC, why do we know them? Oh, that's William DeHaan's got this. Yeah, so somebody we know has SAC equipment for milking his goats. This is, I'm assuming cows. Well, one thing I'm amazed at is the different kinds of companies. There's so many options here. We have a lot less. You have your main suppliers, Lely, Gia, Baumatic, Bilbao. Probably missing somebody, but that's pretty much covering the market for dairy equipment. And yet there's so many other brands that just we don't have, right? Lots of Russian brands, Chinese brands, and other European ones as well, right? Like the one company was a Turkish-Russian, what do you call that? See, I lose words too from time to time. Cooperation, that's what it is. So there's a robot milker milking. Just milking this cow as a demonstration. Alright. You can see the leg bands I was talking about with ID earlier. Got a band on the leg. So this machine knows who's in here. Everybody loves to give out snacks. So the cow would go in. If the machine detects, so you can set it in the computer how many times a day you want the cow to be able to come in. Because it's not healthy to be milked too much. They come a lot of times for feed because they want it or because they just want to get milked. The pressure in the udder says, hey, I got to get out of here, it's too full. Look, it's coming off now. So it's saying those are done, that's done, this is done, and then it peels it away. Now, I don't know about this machine, but a lot of them will then come over and teat dip. Here the machine's going up here, so it'll clean between milkings. Oh, this cow's done. There's no teat dipping on here, unless it's built into the unit, which it could be. There are units like that available too. So, it's pretty neat. Here's a brush for cleaning on there. I don't know if maybe it'll... Yep, maybe it's going to go do that right now. So we're going to go back under here again. Better watch out, right? Oh, it's not going to do any cleaning? No. But it's pretty amazing how it can find the teats, and that's all done by laser. Very fascinating. It allows you to milk multiple times a day. There are cows that would benefit from milking, 4 or 5 times a day or more, and you don't do that if you have people milking. It's hard to get that done. Robotic feed pusher again. And their display is a hog barn, pigs,
Now this
cows.
system,
It's pumping system for waste of everything after pigs and cows.
yes, but it can be spread right away.
Yeah.
So like it has to be tested like a fertilizer.
We can for 4 kilometers away from farm and just put it in field.
Right away.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be tested like.
Here, another company I've never heard of. I have heard of Dairy Master, but not the other part, so I'm not sure. Dairy Master, as far as I know, is the technology. Yeah, maybe they have a merger of some kind. All right, I think now we are. Oh no, I wanted to see this yesterday too. Yeah, a little calf, eh? It's like your size.
What is it? I don't look thing on it.
ID band, just so you know where they are. Also, when you have automatic milk feeders, they can go in, like group feeders, and you can tell how much each calf gets to drink. All right, now I think we're done for real. I'm glad that we walked into the room because I met some gentlemen there with the beef head gates, and that's something we're going to need for sure. And it was something that's actually geared more to smaller scale, or can be. A lot of the stuff here is geared for larger farms. This gentleman had, Alexander's his name, he had 300 head of beef cattle, so that's more small farm. And also got me in touch with a Telegram group for beef cattle producers, so very interested in that as well. And we'll be checking that out and probably giving them a call sometime down the road because I'm going to need a head gate to hold the cows. So, hope you guys enjoyed all that. We're now in the equipment hall. This hall here is, we filmed the other day. Lots to see. And we're now done. They are closing. A lady came up to us and just told us it's time to go. They're closing in about half an hour. Also, it was the lady that organized the event. The organizer, is that who that came out to us? I didn't catch her name. I was in the middle of the conversation. She came up and gave us some gifts on behalf of this entire place. She recognized us from TV, I guess, came out. So she gave us a few gifts. It was very nice of her. I would have loved to chat longer, but I was in the middle of a conversation, so she left again. So I hope she doesn't feel offended. If you're watching, sorry, I would have liked to talk longer with you, but it was very nice of her to do that as well. So we're going to get going now, find our car, and get back to our house, which at least we don't have a 2-hour subway ride today. It'll be a lot shorter. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to drop your comments down below and give her a like, share, and subscribe. And on behalf of all of us, we'll say goodbye. Bye!
Bye.
Thank you very much.
And one more for
The baby. Thank you very much.
I saw her up on the hill, on her way to the mill, proud and all out. But where are you now? Misunderstood, said she would help the ones that she could. No glimpse of doubt. But where are you now? Years have